Hello everyone, it's Caribbean and Tina.
Hello.
Welcome to the channel.
Welcome to the channel.
Hope everybody's just having a wonderful day and your day is going great and that this day finds you in the best of health.
Yes, most importantly.
And thinking about health, we were just having a discussion, me and Tina, about medical costs,
Yeah,
far and wide.
yes, because I had just read Dario Libre, the newspaper out here, and I had read how much they had put the cap on for the hospital costs out here. And I like yelled for you. I was like, come here! Because I wanted you to know, like I literally couldn't believe the prices, because I think they're so incredibly low compared to the US. So he decided, let's do a video and let's quote the prices. So these are the prices. Basically, I'll give you the Dominican peso and then the conversion to the US, because right now we are at how many?
54.
54 DOPs to every $1 American. So, with that being said, they said a hospital stay, COVID related, just a regular hospital stay, is 3,500 pesos per night, which that would be $64.81 in the US dollar. If you have to stay at the ICU though, then it goes up 1,000 pesos per day, so it's 4,500 pesos. And then when you add in the ventilator, because the ventilator costs 2,000 pesos a day, so we're talking a person, because I'm only comparing it to what we see on the news,
Right.
which is most people that are on ventilators and in ICUs. So if I'm on a ventilator in the ICU, the cost would be 6,500 pesos a day, which American money, that would be $120.37. I don't know about you, but I remember, so I was in a really bad car crash, like my car was totaled. I was in a neck brace, I was in a lot of pain. They gave me 2 aspirins, although they said 3, and I literally wanted to argue that they did not give me 3, because all they gave me was 500 milligram ibuprofen, and those 3 pills that they said that they gave me, which I could have bought it in the store.
Walgreens.
Yeah, was $100. So I was like, I want to know how much compared the prices here to what it is in the United States for ICU ventilator for 14 days, which is kind of the average of what, unfortunately, a lot of people are going through. So if it was in the Dominican, your cost, total cost, would be 91, this is for 14 days, 91,000 pesos, which would give you a grand total bill. Now this is just for the room and the ventilator. I don't know how anything else would be, because they didn't have breakdowns of other costs that you might incur in the hospital, but would be $1,685 US. That's for 2 weeks. That's in ICU on a ventilator. I can't believe it. That's so cheap. Like, I hate to say it like that, but I mean, so my point was, well, then why does it cost so much in the United States? Because then I was like, well, let me look up an article that the World Health Organization did, where they did an average of what it costs to be in an ICU on a ventilator before the crisis hit. So they were saying that if you go, for 2 to 6 something like days, it's a higher price. Then it gets a little cheaper as you go 8+ days, and then once you hit 14.4+ days, that the price was cheaper. So I took the cheapest price I could take, because I didn't want to overshoot it, and that was $20,569 a day to be in the ICU on a ventilator. So if, again, we're speaking 14 days, right? Because remember, here, 14 days was $1,685. Your bill after 14 days, and we're only talking just simply the bill of ICU and the ventilator. Here in the US, it was $287,966.
Now you see the big difference?
That's a $286,000 difference.
And you know what, Tina? I wasn't actually just thinking about it. And I noticed all these people that were sick all over the country, even in New York, had all those numbers. All those people have to pay for the hospital stay. They pay for those doctors.
Right.
They pay for the intensive care unit, because all of them have a different price.
Yeah.
And they also pay for the ventilators. Okay? That stuff ain't free. So either they're going to bill you or they expect you to have a genie, okay?
Well, I mean, insurance, I'm sure would eat up some of that $287,000, but I can't believe that insurance would eat up $286,000 worth. Insurance would probably get you probably in the low, probably a little bit. You might slide in under 100 and some thousand, because I mean, every time you go for a surgery, like when we went last time and it was surgery for you, we had to pay the copay, and it was thousands. You had like thousands, and then they're like, okay, now you can go in for your general surgery.
Yeah.
You're 1 day and you're out. We're talking 14 days in the ICU. I don't see that being. I don't see how people, even if COVID, and this is, I guess, what another video you wanted to do about people not being compliant. I don't understand why people would, if you're already feeling devastated and overwhelmed because of lack of income, how you would put such another high bill on you to rush back to work and then possibly end up, God forbid, like these people who are ending up in the ICU on ventilation, because you just wouldn't recover from that $200,000 bill. Your body will recover. You're not going to recover financially. That's a huge, that's a house.
And not just that, Tina, but also if you don't recover and you pass away, they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff in the state of New York right now. Mass graves. I mean, if you don't have the money to bury your loved ones, or you don't claim the body in a certain amount of time, I think they give you 6 days, 6 to 10 days.
Are they giving them that long? Because before, a few days ago, they made it sound like they were giving them 3 to 4 days, which that's basically how much they gave them in Puerto Rico for Maria. You had to have your loved one's body taken and buried within. That's how my grandfather was. My grandfather passed, and they were like, you have 48 hours to get the body, and then the day after that to bury it. That's it, 3 days, boom.
See, that's one of the main reasons why, and I was sharing on the channel, that we left the United States because of these high costs of medical care. Now, $287,000
and some change.
is it's a house almost.
Yes, it's highway robbery. If you
come on, think about it.
Highway robbery.
Now, some of you may be viewing this video from other countries, and maybe your cost is a little bit lower or less expensive. But I heard Canada have free health care. They do. They have free health care.
But that's why I didn't even look at a place like that. I'm only comparing it to where we're from. We're from the United States, and now we live in the Dominican. So those are the only two that I can compare. That I know that there's an inflated cost to medical care in the United States, and my question would be, why? Like, I don't get why. Because that's it. We're not talking the doctors or anything like that. This is simply the cost of an ICU room and a ventilator. We're not talking about any of the addition. I'm not talking about, I know it costs to feed the people when they're in there, and the nurses need to get paid, and the doctors, and this is not that. This is just the cost of the room and the ventilator. Why?
That's why, Tina, I always pray for my subscribers and the other people too, all over the country, all over the world, especially the U.S. right now, that they stay in good health and they don't catch this COVID-19.
Because it would devastate.
That could devastate you financially.
I mean, us who have been doing well to save, if we got sick, God forbid, please keep us healthy, but if we were to get ill here and went to HOMS, Homes Hospital, $1,685 for 14 days or less is nothing. That's a drop in the bucket. I would gladly pay that. As compared to if we were home visiting the kids, got stuck back in the U.S., borders closed, and then we ended up paying $287,000. No, that would financially devastate us. I'm not prepared to throw away $300,000 like that. No, I mean, I don't know who is, really, and why.
Now, this is a pandemic, and they will still gouge you, make sure that you pay that money if you go in that emergency room.
Well, I mean, you have to pay
intensive care.
bills.
I understand that, but for the most part, it's expensive anyway. Now, I'm quite sure there's no clause that say, okay, we have a pandemic, we'll cut your break on your medical costs. We'll cut your break on, you know, on your ventilator fees and all that kind of stuff. They got set prices, and the medication is additional. We haven't even dealt with that yet.
Yeah, I didn't look any further, because honestly, that is so shocking that it would cost that much. That there's that much of a difference. If anybody can please explain to me why there's a $286,000 difference, I would love to know. I would love to know. Because I covered the cost of medical insurance and the difference it is here in the DR as compared to the US. I still don't understand why the US charges so much. It is not like I'm going to a hut with a witch doctor. We have one of the best hospitals here in Santiago and the entire island.
Let's talk about that.
It is recognized and certified by the World Health Organization, WHO, which I said before in our other videos. I'm sure at that time you guys didn't realize who the WHO is. Now they're all in the news, so everybody knows who all of a sudden who the WHO is. Well, you should have known, because if you ever go out of the country, you want to make sure that the World Health Organization has deemed wherever you're going to be serviced, you know, as living up to the standards. Because I mean, like, you know, I don't know what people think that when they come here, like they think we live in I don't know, like a dirt village and go to a witch doctor, and I don't know what they're expecting. But Santiago is like a huge big city. It reminds me of Vegas, New York, Chicago, and we have excellent healthcare. So I don't understand the huge discrepancy in prices. I just $286,000. I don't even understand why. I don't.
And they give you your bill when you get ready to leave.
Am I getting caviar? Like,
Look, plus medicine,
is the Jonas
the
Brothers
medication
singing
on
to me,
top
like-
of it. Yeah, IV, all that stuff.
Does Beyonce perform like
Yeah.
when I get my?
Yeah.
I don't know why it would cost that much. Like, I better be getting some special. Like, I'm paying for a house, I better get a house out of it. I don't know, because I'm just paying for whose house? Whose house am I paying for? The hospitals to buy more house? I don't know.
And that's why I already looked at the high cost of healthcare. We haven't even gotten to the seniors yet. Okay, we just still dealing with the average person, and then this COVID-19 is taking out, just like they took out that 15-year-old girl. No, hold up. No, was she 15? She was 5 years old.
You talking about the Detroit little girl?
The Detroit little girl.
Yeah, she was 5.
She was 5 years old. Her mother was a police officer.
Yes.
Her dad was a fireman.
Yeah.
Okay, and someone online, maybe they know they had COVID, maybe they didn't know, but the girl died from COVID-19.
Complications, yes.
Complications.
Yes.
So one of them maybe subconsciously brought it home, and one thing led to another. But
the whole point of my thing is that if the actual disease doesn't kill you, the price of healthcare will.
It will.
That's my point.
Believe it.
Because you can't recover from something like that, and how are you supposed to get on with your life? Like, that's what makes me most scared for people. That people, they can recover from the disease, but they can't recover from the financial loss.
Of devastation.
That is just scary, especially when people are already fighting with bills and life and the cost of all the other crazy crap, that we're not even talking about healthcare, and now it's really brought healthcare to the forefront.
Right.
Before, people were just like, oh, the high price of gas. Well, gas went down. No one's driving. And then, oh, the high price of healthcare, you know, is like way back in people's minds, because if they even have healthcare. This should really bring this forward and really spark discussion on why are we paying so much? Why are all these other countries and places free or so cheap, and then you're gouging us? Like, that would be my question. Answer that, Trump.
And we were saying this, we were saying that the ones that, the people that are paying customers, get ahead of the line first before the other people.
You're talking here? Yes, in the Dominican Republic. Right, but then they said that, you know, they put a, what do you call it, max on the costs, and then saying that because of COVID, they can't deny anyone. So before, if you didn't, as a lot of people know, when you come here, they will make you pay for anything that you're doing in the hospital, like say you need stitches or say you needed a brace or whatever, anything that will land you in a hospital situation. They want the cash before they take care of you, which they do in American hospitals too. They want full payment because most people don't have travel insurance, which you should. You should always have travel insurance when you're traveling, but let's say you didn't, and your insurance is not going to work here. Unless you have to have insurance from the Dominican Republic. So they normally do have you pay for what they're about to do. I get it, but it shouldn't grant any special privileges, but here, money talks.
Right.
What's that old saying, money talks, motion walks?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like basically they're saying they know that hospitals are kind of pushing people forward and you might get service before somebody who's got to set up a payment plan. But yes, of course, I would expect it to happen here though, because here they don't have the backing of the government and bailouts and things like that. They have to run on what they're paid.
Right, absolutely.
And it's so cheap already that, well, I mean to us, that, you know,
absolutely.
yes, you most definitely, you have to pay for the services rendered to you and might put you kind of in the front if you're paying for it quickly.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Now, one more thing I want to mention. There's some areas here on the island, I'm talking about the Dominican Republic specifically, that's isolated. And there's only certain cities that we have
What are you talking about?
the hospital that we have here in our city.
Homes?
Homes.
Uh-huh.
Now,
Well, I mean, there's other hospitals, but that's the one I prefer.
but this is one of the main hospitals, I'm thinking, one of the best hospitals in the Dominican Republic that
It
was
is rated
certified.
the highest in the island, yes.
Right.
It is the only one that is actually certified from the World Health Organization.
And you have to
That
go
means
through a
a
lot. You have to go through a lot of procedures to be able to get that certification
Yeah,
from the
of
World
course.
Health
I mean, it's like the
Organization.
U.S. You can't just open up a hospital. You have to be certified and you have to follow standards and guidelines, and then you have a hospital. So yes, same thing. What's your point?
So I was just saying that some areas of the country, that's what
So
I'm
you're
trying to tell you,
saying like
up
small.
north, like up north.
So you're trying to
That's
say
what I'm
small
saying.
cities have small hospitals.
Absolutely,
Yes. Yes.
absolutely.
Yes, and they will not be to the caliber, but that's why I said people think that living in Santiago, you're living in a dirt street with the grass hut, and you're not.
And you're
It's
not.
a big city.
Yeah, no idea. That's one of the reasons why we moved here, folks, because one thing, that's one of the main reasons why we moved here, health costs, health insurance. But that will eat you alive if you have a medical emergency. And this is a pandemic, okay? A lot of Americans, good, hard, honest working Americans did not ask for this, but it happened, it hit their home, and now you got to deal with it. When I guarantee when they leave those hospitals, they will have a big bill.
Yeah. Yep.
So we just want to share the course with you and let
Get
you
you
know.
to think about it.
Get you to think about
Why
it.
is that?
While you packing your bags to come to live in the Dominican Republic.
Or somewhere else, anywhere
Or
else.
somewhere else.
Okay.
Where you can save on your health insurance.
I turn on the news every day, hear the idiocy of the president, and thank God that I moved. Thank you, Jesus.
Anyway, in the meantime, be tuned in time. Always remember, life is to be enjoyed. Don't forget the subscription, notification, and we'll see you on the next video.
And we would like to send a shout out to Ramon Garcia. Thank you for supporting the channel.
Thank you for that donation. Ciao.